Hello students,
Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon all of you. Okay, after 2 3 days again we are meeting now, right? Before I give an demo class for you, you are need students, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here one thing you have to remember for need students I am telling, that is you have to prepare thoroughly NCRT textbook. How means each and every point, that is line to line, line to line you have to remember that. Line to line you have to say. So that much preparation you require. If you prepare like that from NCRT textbook, 70% you will be get success. And then by practice, based on that perfectness, thoroughness, and NCRT textbook, you will get 10% more. You will get. So totally 80% you will get the success. 80% means out of 45 questions, you may solve 35 questions. Minimum, that is, I'm telling you. Without negative mark, minimum, you can solve the 35 bits. That means 140 marks out of 180 you will get without negative mark. So afterwards, by practicing 1 2 years, then again 10%, 20%, you can improve you that one. So that means maximum 40 questions, minimum 40 questions, or 5 more questions you can solve that. So the minimum 40 questions you can solve out of 45. So 40 questions means 160 marks out of 180, which is the topper mark in 2018. Remember that. In chemistry, one Bihar student have got 160 out of 180, which is she is the topper in that year. Out of 720, she got out in biology, in chemistry 160, and in physics 180, 170, sorry, 170. So totally how many? 170 plus 160, here 330, there 300, 360. So 690 marks she got. But in last year, Aftab, student name is Aftab. Okay, he got out marks in a NEET examination. You have to inspire from those students. And he also said that he prepared mostly NCERT textbooks. For some points only he referred the reference books, and for practice he solved some problems from the reference books only. So here already we given some material. So I observed that, I watched that. It's very good material. Whatever they given, they provide from the college. And even though if you are practicing, we can provide more practice questions also. That is no problem. But it is depending upon you. If you practice more, we will support more. Okay. So if you work more, if you are doing hard work, then we will support more. So here, every question
Sir,
is
who
depending
did get
upon
selected in NEET, sir, from our college this year?
what am I? What
Who
am I?
got selected for NEET? Who got selected for NEET from our college this year?
About
Bhu,
this year,
Yes, sir, from our college.
from our girl, this year not completed na exam.
This to 2020.
Ah, okay. So that is depending upon you. So that I am giving the survey suggestion and also advice to prepare thoroughly NCERT textbook and to get the rank. Actually, for open category, I am telling that you will be in safe zone with admission in good institution of the medical college, that is with 600 marks minimum. So you know that out of 600, 300 marks from the 50% for biology only. So you should get minimum 300 marks from biology. Remaining physics, chemistry, 150, 150 minimum you should get. So that is not a possible, it is possible. Okay, when you prepare thoroughly the NCERT textbook and concepts, whatever you have in NCERT textbook, questions, exercise questions, and also it is proving every year, Amma. Simply, I am not explaining, not telling that. You can observe if you see the previous 30 years examination questions. Now it is NEET, before it is the AIPMT test, that is All India Pre-Medical Test. Okay, so if you observe that 30 years previous examination questions, you may know that. Okay, you come to know that. Okay, so if you prepare thoroughly NCERT textbook, you will get the confidence. Okay, you will get more marks, better marks also. Okay, good luck, all of you, all the best, right? So from this onwards only you have to do work hard. Okay, because in first year syllabus is more, concept is more. Okay, 45 questions, there is a equal weightage for all chapters. Some weightage chapters is there, so for that I will explain that one also. Okay, and here 45 questions, out of 45, 15, 15, 15 from each division: physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry. Mostly we have to concentrate on physical and organic chemistry. Sometimes they will ask one or two more questions from the physical and organic. So that's why I'm telling that. Okay, so maximum 35, 40 questions will come from the physical and organic. The remaining 10 to 12, 10 to 15 questions from the inorganic chemistry. So physical chemistry chapters you have totally in first year five chapters, in second year 5 chapters. So which are dependent relative to another chapter also. So we cannot avoid any chapter. Okay, each and every point is important in chemistry, which is the scoring subject as well as time saving subject. Okay, you can manage the time in competitive exam. These two is very very most important. Scoring of the marks and time management is most important. So keep it in your minds. Okay, so if you thoroughly prepare, then directly you can say that. So for that, you should have the clarity on concept, first of all. If the clarity is not there, you may get the confusion. So to avoid that confusion, clarity is most important for the chemistry. Okay, Nana? Good luck to all. All the best to all of you. Okay. So now I am going to discuss one chapter from the physical chemistry. Already you have completed 4 chapters in your syllabus, that is some basic concepts of chemistry, structure of atom, chemical bonding, and classification of elements, right? Is it
Yes, sir. Completed, sir.
completed?
It's a
So there is
complete.
almost 37 students, only 1 or 2 students are responding, Amma. Please respond, all of you. If you respond, then only I come to know whether you are following, whether you are understanding or not. Okay, so please respond, all of you. And if you have any doubts, immediately you can ask me, interact me, approach me, no problem. Okay, all right, thank you. And now, so one more chapter from physical chemistry I'm going to start, that is the states of matter. Okay. States of matter. What is the matter, Amma? Already you learned that
Anything that
matter.
occupies space
Anything that occupies
and
space.
has volume is known as matter.
Good, good. Anything occupies space having the mass is known as the matter. But we know that the matter can exist in 3 different physical states, right? So which is interconvertible depending upon temperature. So what is the 3 different physical states of matter? That is
Solid,
solid
liquid, and
state, liquid state, and gaseous state, right? Which is interconvertible. Interconvertible means by cooling or increasing the temperature, the physical state of the matter will convert from one state to other state. So for example, if you take the solid state of substance, which can be converted into liquid state by increasing temperature, and further increasing the temperature, the liquid will be converted into gaseous state, that is gas phase. Okay, so which is known as also vapor phase also. Okay, so here when you decrease the temperature, that means when you cool that, then again the gas will becomes liquid. Okay, and similarly on further cooling, the liquid will be converted into solid. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
So here, the process in which the
Yes, sir.
solid convert into liquid state, which is known as the melting process, which is the melting process. And the process in which liquid convert into gas, what is that? Vaporization.
Vaporization.
That is the vaporization. Means at certain temperature, the solid can be converted into liquid. So the temperature is the melting point, right? And similarly, at certain temperature, the liquid will be converted into gas. That is the boiling point. Okay. For boiling point, there is one more definition also. I will give you later. And again, if you cool the gas, that is vapor phase, then again the gas converted into liquid. The process is known as
Condensation.
condensation, right? And similarly,
Condensation.
on further cooling, the liquid will convert into solid. So which is the freezing, right?
Freezing.
Freezing process. So this is the matter exists in different states, that is different physical states depending upon temperature, which are interconvertible. Okay, so that is melting process by vaporization process or by condensation process or by freezing process. Now let's see here from liquid to gas conversion. Here what I am telling that the temperature at which liquid can be converted into the gas, that is the boiling point. But here, if you heat the temperature, if you increase the temperature, the liquid molecules convert into vapor phase. We know that if there is a gas, the gas can be exert the pressure, right or not? Gas can exert the pressure. Okay. So here, whenever the liquid molecules is converted into gas phase, which is exerted the pressure, that pressure generally known as the vapor pressure of that liquid. Okay. So here, at what temperature the pressure of the liquid, the pressure of the liquid is equal to atmospheric pressure, the temperature is known as the boiling point. Got it, Amma? Got it, all of you?
Once again, you repeat, sir.
The temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is known as the boiling point of that liquid. For example, if you take water, okay, so if you heat the water, it is in liquid state at room temperature, right? When you heat at 100 degrees Celsius temperature, which convert into the steam completely. So that 100 degrees Celsius temperature, at that temperature, the vapor pressure of the water will be equal to atmospheric pressure. What is the atmospheric pressure? The atmospheric pressure is nothing but the pressure exerted by the atmosphere, right? So what is that? Which is equal to 1 atmosphere. Generally, the pressure can be measured in different units. What is the units of pressure? Atmosphere,
Pascal.
Pascal, millimeter of Hg,
760
of
mm.
centimeters, right? Here 1 atmosphere is equal to
760 mmHg.
760 mm
mmHg.
Hg, means millimeter of Hg, and which is equal to 76
Centimeter
centimeter
of
of
Hg.
Hg, and also which is equal to 760 torr. 760 torr. What it? The units of the pressure. Okay, and also here 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.013 bar. 1.013 bar. Okay, so from this you can write 1 bar is equal to 0.987 atmosphere. But generally, what is the SI units of pressure?
Pascal.
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 1 atmosphere equal to how many pascals?
10 lakh Pascal.
10
lakh.
10 lakhs, huh?
So maybe.
1,01,325.
So here 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.01325 into 10 power 5 pascals. Okay, so this unit conversions also you have to remember. Okay, ma? So this is the general introduction about the matter. So which is exist in different physical states, solid, liquid, gas, which are interconvertible depending upon temperature. Okay, so here we should understand about the matter. Okay, so that means the properties of the matter. Already you learned about the some properties of the matter. What is that? The properties generally, physical properties is there, chemical properties is there. Generally, in some basic concepts of chemistry, you learn physical properties means the properties which are measurable by observation without changing of the composition. Okay, so for example, density, volume, right? Boiling point, melting point, color, odor, these are all physical properties. And chemical properties, what is the chemical properties? The properties which are observable and measurable by chemical reaction, by occurring of the chemical reaction. That means there is a change in chemical composition. Those are known as the chemical properties. Okay, and for example, acidity, basicity, okay, etc. Okay, so here other than these properties, you learn some properties about the matter. What is that? In classification of elements, you learned that atomic size, atomic radius, ionic size, ionic radius, electronegativity, okay, electron affinity, ionization, enthalpy. Okay, ma? These are all you learned. Okay, but here some other properties, physical properties, we have to learn about the matter. So here one thing we can observe that the solid to liquid, liquid to gas is interconvertible by taking one example, that is water. Okay, so water in a solid state, how it is exist as a
Ice.
Ice.
good. So ice. So generally the solid state we can be represent as with subscription with a small letter. Okay, ice which is converted into a liquid. So that is the water. Okay. So that is the liquid here, and again which will be converted into vapor phase. That is the steam. Okay. So this is the gaseous phase, right? Okay, na? So in these three different physical states, is there any change in composition of the substance, that is matter?
No,
Is
sir.
there any change? No. In ice also there is a water molecules, H2O molecules. In water also, liquid state also there is H2O molecules. In steam also there is H2O molecules. But why those are existing in different physical states, which is depending upon two properties? So that is intermolecular forces, and the second one is thermal energy. The first one is intermolecular forces, and second one is thermal energy. So one by one we will discuss that. So first one is intermolecular forces. Okay, got it all of you? So that means here what we can say that for about the matter, one point we can say that the chemical composition of the matter does not change when it is exist in a different physical states. Here it is now, does not change the chemical composition of the matter. Got it? And one more point, that is according to Dalton's atomic theory. What is the Dalton's atomic theory? The first postulate of the Dalton's atomic theory.
Matter is made up of small indivisible atoms.
What am I?
Matter is made up of indivisible atoms.
Yes, the matter is made up by a very small particles are known as atoms or molecules or ions. Right? So that means here whenever I recall the matter, that means particles means there is a maybe atoms or molecules or ions. For example, sodium matter is there. What is the particles of sodium matter? If you take the sodium substance, this is one of the matter. Okay. And also you discuss that the classification of matter in some basic concepts, right? The classification of matter is a two types, that is mixtures, pure substances. Mixtures are again homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture, and here pure substances are again two types, elements, and compounds are molecules. Okay. So the compounds are molecules and elements. Elements means the substance which further cannot convert into a simpler substance, that is the element. Okay, and compounds means which can be separated into a simpler molecules. And also here another words we can say that the compounds means the compound which is obtained by the substance which is obtained by same type of atoms or different type of atoms is known as generally different type of atoms. Okay, which is known as the compound or molecule. Generally, why? Because some compounds are obtained by the same type of atoms. For example, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine. The same type of atoms. In oxygen, there is a two oxygen atoms. So O2 molecule, O2 compound, we are telling that, right? But if you take the sodium substance, sodium matter, which is obtained by the same type of atoms, only Na atoms is present in that, present in a sodium substance. So that is one of the matter. So what is the particles of the sodium? What is the particles of the sodium? Na atoms, na?
Yes, sir. Any atoms.
Na atoms. Sodium substance means which contains sodium, Na atoms. Okay. So the generally Na means it is the atomic symbol of the sodium, right? So natrium from the Latin word. Okay. So and similarly gold substance we have. So what is the particles of the gold?
Atom atoms.
Huh? Yes, tell me.
Yeah.
Gold atoms.
Not gold atoms. Gold atoms means gold atoms only, na? What is the chemical?
AU.
Aram. Right, na? Aram, no?
Yes, sir. Atom.
Aram. AU. So in gold substance, what is there? Au atoms. We are chemistry, na? We are learning chemistry means according to chemistry we have to say that. Okay, not common language. Okay, chemistry language we have to use. Got it?
Correct, sir.
Yes, sir.
And similarly, silver.
Ag.
Argentum atom.
Huh?
Argentinum.
Argentinum atom.
Argentinium. So what is the symbol of Argentinium? Ag. Right?
Ag.
So in silver, what is the particles?
Argentum atoms.
Yeah, or simply Ag atoms. Good, right? So like that. In water substance, what is the particles?
H2O molecule.
H2O particle.
Well, H2O molecules are the particles of the water substance or water matter. Water matter. Rhyming is good. Okay. And the next one is, if you take sulfuric acid, what is the particles?
H2SO4.
H2SO4.
H2SO4 molecules. Right? Got it now? Now, sodium chloride substance.
NaCl.
NaCl2.
No. Here, in NaCl substance, there will be a Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. Is Na plus and Cl minus ions combined to form a NaCl solid. Got it now? By releasing some energy that is called lattice enthalpy. You learned in chemical bonding. Got it? Lattice enthalpy. Got it, Amma?
So then sulfuric acid also H plus and SO4 2 minus we can tell.
No. It is when you dissolve in water, that is. H2SO4, you will get the ions when you dissolve in water. But in sodium chloride substance, there is no dissolution process. Just itself it contains Na plus and Cl minus ions as a crystal lattice, that is in cubic system. In cubic system, that too in FCC system, face-centered cubic system, the sodium chloride substance is obtained by the Na plus and Cl minus ions. In that solid, each and every Na plus ion surrounding by the 6 chloride ions. Similarly, the each Cl minus ion is surrounding by 6 Na plus ions. Okay, that you will learn in solid state in the next year in second year PU. This is solid state is there. So, but generally here NaCl is obtained by the combination of Na plus and Cl minus ions. If you take the NaCl substance, there is a Na plus means Cl minus ions only. Okay, na? So you will get that when you dissolve in water, but in that solid substance it is like that, not like H2SO4. Okay, but in H2SO4, all hydrogen oxygen atoms is bonding with sulfur and 2 hydrogen atoms is bonding with the oxygen. You know that na, in sulfuric acid, what is the structure of sulfuric acid here? Yes, here double bond O, oxygen, here hydrogen, oxygen and hydrogen. Right? Is there any ion here?
No, sir.
No. This is the structure of the sulfuric acid. But in sodium chloride, not like this. Okay. So it will form the cubic structure. Just I will overlook, I will give you that. The structure of the sodium chloride. I think you learned in chemical bonding, that is sodium chloride structure also. Okay. So that is this is the sodium chloride structure. The face-centered FCC structure it is. Na plus. Generally, anions are forming the structure here. That means here Cl minus ions is present at corners like this. Cl minus and Cl minus here. Cl minus ions will be present at corner of the cube. Cube means like a classroom you take. Okay. If you take any room, top or bottom, 1 2 faces, 2 sides, that side, this side, and each side, that side. Okay, totally 6 faces and 8 corners will be present for a cubic system. Okay, that may be different cubic systems is there. Okay, So about that you will learn the other in second year, the solid state, that is. Okay. So in our states of matter, majorly we have only liquids and majorly gaseous phase, because the gaseous phase is the very simple state of the matter. Very simple state of the matter is the gas. Okay. So like this, the chloride ions will be present, and apart from this here, the Na plus ions will be present like this. Na plus ions, and each and every Na plus ion will be surrounded by the chloride, 6 chloride ions. So for that there is some structure is there. Okay, you will learn in the second year that one. Okay, so the structure will be like this one, but sulfuric acid not like that. No? Is there any we are showing high ions here? We are not showing the ions, right? So what is the particles of the sodium chloride substance?
Na plus ion and Cl minus ion.
Na plus and Cl minus.
Cl minus.
So as Dalton atomic theory explains, like that, the matter is made up by a very small particles which are known as atoms, molecules, or ions, like this. Okay, ma'am?
Full form of FCC, sir. You told.
Ma'am?
What is the full form of FCC?
FCC, face centered cubic. Face centered cubic.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so now this is the just simply introduction about the matter. So now let's see, to understand the properties of matter. Before that, we should have the some knowledge about the intermolecular forces and thermal energy. Why? Because if you see any matter, it is exists in a different physical state. Why they are existing in different physical states? That means the some any force, vital force or attractive force is held the atoms or molecules or ions, right? So those attractive forces present between the interacting particles of the matter is known as intermolecular forces. Okay, and also here there will be a repulsive forces, not only attractive forces, repulsive forces also present in between the interacting particles of the matter. Okay, so why there is a repulsive forces? Of course, if there is no attractive force, which cannot exist in a different physical state. Okay, so why there is a intermolecular repulsive forces also. So first you write the definition of this one, intermolecular forces. Right? What is that? The attractive and repulsive forces. The attractive and repulsive forces present between interacting particles of the matter. Interacting the particles of the matter.
Sir, repeat once more, sir.
The attractive and repulsive forces present between interacting particles of the matter is called intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces. Got it, all of you?
So once
now
you
let's
repeat,
see.
sir. So once you repeat, sir, please, sir. So once can you
Okay.
repeat, sir, please?
Okay, all of you listen that. Once again I am repeating. The attractive and repulsive forces present between interacting particles of the matter is called intermolecular forces. Okay, so here we can understand that there must be attractive forces to exist as a molecule or atom in different physical state. But why there is a repulsive forces also? Why? Because you know that the ultimate particle of matter is a atom, right? But that atom also further divided into a subatomic particles. What is that? Electron, proton, neutron, mainly. Some other particles, so many particles is there, subatomic particles. But the main subatomic particles are the electron, proton, and the neutron, right? Here, the neutrons and protons are present in nucleus. So that is completely positively charged. The electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Here, in matter, what is the particles? What we are telling? Atoms. So whenever the atoms are, that interacting particles are very close to each other, then what will happen? If there is only attractive forces, okay, which cannot exist, okay, because there is a nucleus also. The nucleus means positive charge also is there. So due to positive charge, some repulsive forces rises whenever the interacting particles are very close to each other. Okay, why? Because we know that like poles are repulsive and unlike poles are the attractive. Got it pointed?
Yes, sir.
Got it? So whenever the interacting particles, atoms comes to each other, very close to each other, then the positive charge will be nearer to each other. So whenever it is very nearer, then repulsive force raise. Okay. But here the attractive forces are very dominating the repulsive forces. That's why the molecules or matter is existing in different physical states. Clear it is now? So that's why that is the intermolecular forces, the attractive and the repulsive forces present between interacting particles of the matter is known as the intermolecular forces. And one more pointer, the only attractive forces present between interacting particles of the matter is known as the van der Waals forces. Now to remember that. Why van der Waals forces only? Because without attractive forces, if the repulsive forces are dominating, the matter cannot exist in different force, different physical state. So that's why in the name of Dutch scientist van der Waals, which is named as a van der Waals forces, that is the attractive forces present between interacting particles of the matter. Clear, Nana? All of you? Okay. But in some books, they are considering both intermolecular forces is are van der Waals forces, nothing but the attractive forces present between the intermolecular particles. Clear now? All of you?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Clear, students?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here there is a different type of intermolecular forces. One is London forces or dispersion forces, and second one is dipole-dipole interaction. Third one is dipole-induced dipole. Fourth one is hydrogen bonding. Okay, the four types of intermolecular forces present between the interacting particles of the matter. So let's see one by one. In that, the first one is London forces. London forces are, which is also known as dispersion forces. London forces or dispersion forces. Okay. So first I will give you definition, then I will explain what is that. Okay. So here the attractive forces present between non-polar molecules or atoms is known as the London forces or dispersion forces. And in other words, we can define as the attractive forces present between temporary dipoles of the molecules is known as London forces or dispersion forces. Wrote this one definition?
So once more you repeat.
Once more, you repeat, sir.
Repeat slowly, sir.
Slowly, okay. I'm going speed, huh? Speed is
No,
there.
sir, while repeating, little slow, sir.
Okay, right. Write down the attractive forces. The attractive forces present between temporary dipoles of atoms. Temporary dipoles of atoms. In bracket, you write that. That atoms, what is that? Interacting particles. Interacting particles. Okay, once repeat. The attractive forces present between temporary dipoles of atoms, that is interacting particles, is known as London forces or dispersion forces.
Can you repeat the first definition?
Amma?
First definition.
This is only first definition. One more definition I will explain.
Okay.
This one you wrote, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Next definition you write. The force of attraction. The forces of attraction present between atoms are non-polar molecules is known as London forces or dispersion forces. London forces or dispersion forces. Got it, Amma? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I will explain that what is the temporary dipoles between the atoms. Okay. So now I am taking two atoms, right? So generally, according to the all atomic theories, you learned in structure of atom. What atomic theories you learned? First one, Thomson atomic model. Second one, Rutherford atomic model, and then Bohr's atomic model, and next quantum atomic model. Right? According to all these atomic theories models, the atoms having the spherical shape. Got it, all of you? Okay. So that's why here I am taking two atoms, that is atom A and atom B in spherical shape. This is the atom A and this is the atom B. Okay. Generally, in atoms, the electron cloud is symmetrically present around the nucleus. Symmetrically present means uniformly distributed around the nucleus totally. Okay. So nucleus means generally what is that? Where it will be present? Nucleus in an atom?
Center of the atom.
In the center of the atom.
Center. So that is here. This is the nucleus. Nucleus is the positive charge. So that's why I am indicating with the positive charge. And similarly here also there is a positive charge. Okay. So symmetrically, electron cloud is symmetrically present around the nucleus like this. Okay. And similarly here also in the atom also it will be present like this. So whatever I shade with the chalk piece, that is the electron cloud. Electron cloud means which is the negative charge or positive charge?
Negative charge.
Negative charge.
Negative charge. So here the electron cloud is symmetrically present around the nucleus. But momentarily, that means minute by minute, the symmetric nature of this electron cloud of atom will become unsymmetric. Unsymmetric means this electron cloud symmetric distribution will be distorted, then the electron cloud will be present on one end and the positive charge will be present on one end. So that's why, so what will happen momentarily on one atom, the electron cloud distribution will become unsymmetric, then one side it will get partially positive charge, one side will get partially negative charge. For our convenience, I am writing this is the minus charge and here is the positive charge. Okay, but positive charge means it is a nucleus. The position of nucleus won't be changed at all. Remember this one point. Okay, but here what is happening? The symmetric nature of electron cloud will becoming unsymmetric. Okay, so then on one atom the temporary dipole is raising. Temporary dipole. What is a dipole? Dipole means two poles simply.
So, what's the
The
reason
two
of
poles present.
emerging dipoles?
Amma?
So, what's the reason like atom symmetrically changes its shape when the dipole emerges? What's the reason for that?
Yeah, depending upon the interactions between the atoms. Depending upon the interactions between the atoms, it will be minute by minute, it may be changed. Like we know that the electron cloud around the nucleus, that is, which is explained by the quantum mechanic model. What is that? By the orbital term. What is the orbital, Amma? Orbital means the
Region around
probability of finding the electron is maximum, that is 95% around the space is known as the orbital. So that means what? Around the nucleus, the probability of finding the electron in space, somewhere it is a 95%. Right now? But in all the places, it is not 95% uniformly. What did this point? What is the? So that is
Yes,
called orbital. Those are the, we have s orbital, p orbital, d orbital, and f orbital. Different type of orbitals we have. So that means that 95% probability finding the electron is not always equal on around the nucleus in a space, right?
Yes,
Right
sir.
now.
Got
So
it, sir.
that is why here the symmetric nature of electron cloud is becoming unsymmetric. That is not permanently. That is not a permanently, minute by minute. So now immediately within the fraction of seconds, immediately it will become again symmetric. Okay. For example, we are sitting in classroom. Okay. So Sari's lecture is going on. Okay. 1 hour class is there. In 1 hour class, completely each and every second you are concentrating, you are focusing on the lecture. Somewhat deviation is there or not? Little bit also not there. Eh? Point not 1% also not there. Eh? Emma, got my point?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Yeah, like that. Here, electron cloud also becoming the unsymmetric minute by minute, not completely and not permanently. Okay, so due to that, some dipole is raising on that. So that is one side will be negative charge, one side will be positive charge. Okay, so here on another atom it will be like that only. Okay, so positive charge here, electron cloud is there. Okay, due to this dipole, temporary dipole, which is induce the temporary dipole on other atom. So here temporary dipole is raises on atom A. Now here B atom is same as this. Now what will happen here? Due to the temporary dipole of the A atom, on B atom also temporary dipole will be raises. Why? Why? Because on one end negative charge is there, na? One end. So here the totally, this is totally negative charge. So negative when approach, what will happen? Repulsive will take place, means the distortion of electron cloud on B atom will take place. due to this dipole of the A atom, so immediately on B atom also one more temporary dipole will be raised. So that here you will get this one. Here this is on atom A, delta plus and delta minus, and atom B also will get the temporary dipole delta plus and delta minus. So now you see this on atom A and atom B, here there is a temporary dipoles. So temporary dipoles means one end positive, one end negative. Here one end positive and one end negative. So due to this temporary dipoles, there is oppositely charges are rising on those two atoms. Then what will happen? Like unlike poles are will be attractive. So here the some attractive force is raises between those two atoms. That attractive forces is known as the London forces. Right now, so the attractive forces exist between two atoms due to the temporary dipoles. So that's why given definition, what is that? The force of attraction or the attractive forces present between temporary dipoles of the interacting particles, that is atoms, is known as the London force or dispersion force. Why it is called London force means this is first observed by the scientist London. So that's why in the name of scientist it is called as London force. And also here it is known as the dispersion force. Why? Because first temporary dipole is rising. This temporary dipole is dispersing on another atom, right? So that's why it is called the dispersion force. Understood, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Got it,
sir.
all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the attractive. This attractive force present between temporary dipoles is inversely proportional to sixth power of interdistance of the interacting particles. Okay. If these interdistance between the particles are the r, okay. So the attractive force is inversely proportional to r power 6. R power 6. Got it, Emma? This point you got it? The attractive force, that is London force, is inversely proportional to sixth power of interdistance between the interacting particles. And also here, this dispersion force present up to maximum 500 picometers only. That is up to 500 approximately 500 picometers only. This is a very, very weak attractive force. Okay? Understood, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. So this is one of the London forces or dispersion forces. Okay, remaining I will continue tomorrow.
Sir, you explained second definition also, sir, that non-polar molecules.
Non-polar molecules. Polar molecules means already there is a dipole. Itself it has a dipole. But here London force means a temporary dipole. That is polar molecules means a permanent dipole. If the polar molecules, if you take, that is called dipole-dipole interaction. Next I am going to discuss that only.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma? Right. Thank you. Understood, all of you? This is the first class for you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood,
Understood,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay. Bye. I have to close that. Nice, sir. Okay. Understood. Okay. Understood.
Thank you.